For millennia, religion stood at the center of human life. It explained the thunder. It explained disease. It explained death. It explained destiny. When there was no science, faith was the map of the world. When there were no hospitals, prayer was the remedy. When there was no security, God was protection. Religion was not merely belief. It was social structure. It was law. It was morality. It was collective identity. But human history never stands still. In the last few centuries, something began to change. Not a single event, not a political decision, but a slow transformation, almost silent. As societies became more stable, religion shifted from necessity to choice. As scientific knowledge expanded, the space once occupied by mystery began to shrink. As medicine advanced, illness was no longer seen as divine punishment. As institutions grew stronger, fear of chaos began to fade. As education spread, people started asking more questions and accepting fewer unquestioned answers. It is not that faith disappeared, it changed its place. Look at the map of the world. In countries with higher levels of education, longer life expectancy, greater economic security and political stability, institutional religion has gradually lost its central role. In Scandinavia, historic churches still stand, but many remain largely empty. In much of Western Europe, millions still identify culturally as Christian, yet few actively practice. In Japan, one of the most technologically advanced societies on Earth, religion does not organize everyday public life. In highly developed nations, public morality no longer depends on religious authority. Law does not originate from the pulpit. Science does not seek permission from the temple. Politics does not require divine validation. This does not mean spirituality has vanished. It means priorities have shifted. Faith has moved from social obligation to personal decision. Now look at regions where life remains uncertain, where access to healthcare is limited, where poverty is widespread, where political instability is common, where the future feels less predictable. In these places, religion often remains central, not only as belief, but as community, as support network, as tangible hope. It offers belonging, it offers meaning, it offers symbolic protection in a world that still feels fragile. This reveals something profound about humanity. Religion has always been, at least in part, a response to uncertainty. As uncertainty decreases, its social function transforms. It does not disappear, it relocates. It moves from the center of public structure into the interior of individual consciousness. And with that shift, a new question emerges. If morality no longer needs to be imposed, where should it come from? For centuries, many believed that humans would only act morally if they feared punishment or hoped for reward. But perhaps the maturity of a society appears when good is done, not out of fear and not for promise, but out of understanding. When ethics no longer depend on hell or heaven, but on conscience. When what is right is followed, not because someone watches from the sky, but because human beings recognize that justice is the only sustainable path to peace. Perhaps this is one of the signs of a humanity that is evolving. Not the replacement of faith, but the internalization of morality. Not the absence of values, but responsibility for them. Religion is not disappearing from the world, but it is no longer destiny, it is becoming decision. And perhaps for the first time in history, to believe or not to believe has become a truly free act. And to do good, not out of fear of punishment, nor an expectation of reward, but by conscious choice, may be the most recent fragment in the long evolution of humankind.